In our first journey, we walked the endless halls of Waverly Hills, a place built to heal, but remembered for the thousands who never made it out alive. Then we descended into the overcrowded chaos of Trans-Allegheny, where sanity was buried beneath locked doors, rusted chains, and forgotten names. But tonight, we arrive at the final chapter, a place not only haunted by spirits, but by something far worse, human cruelty. This is Pennhurst State School and Hospital, and this is where the suffering refuse to die. Some stories never die. They only wait to be heard. This is Night Hauntings. Hidden in the hills of Pennsylvania stands a massive abandoned complex of stone buildings. Broken windows stare like empty eyes. Paint peels like dying skin, and silence hangs heavy, as if the walls themselves are holding their breath. This is Pennhurst State School and Hospital. Opened in 1908, it was meant to be a home for the mentally and physically disabled, a place of care, a place of safety. But what happened here would later be called one of the darkest chapters in American medical history. Families were told their loved ones would be educated, treated, protected. But behind these walls, something else was happening. Children were packed into filthy wards, adults were stripped of names and reduced to numbers. Some patients slept on cold floors, others were left naked for days. Many were never taught how to read or speak or even understand why they were there. Pennhurst was designed for about 1,000 patients. At its peak, it held more than 3,000. Beds were stacked side by side. Diseases spread freely. Food was scarce. Water was sometimes shut off as punishment. Screams echoed through the halls at night, when no one came. Former staff later admitted to unspeakable acts. Patients were used in medical experiments, drug testing, isolation chambers, physical restraints for days, sometimes weeks. Some were beaten, some were starved. Some simply disappeared from records, and for decades, nobody outside was allowed to see the truth. In the 1960s, journalists secretly filmed inside Pennhurst. What they recorded shocked the nation. Children rocking back and forth in their own filth, adults chained to walls, patients crying for help, while staff walked past them. Lawsuits followed. The world finally saw Pennhurst for what it truly was. Pennhurst officially closed in 1987. The patients were moved. The gates were locked. The buildings were left to rot. But something stayed behind. Investigators report hearing children crying in empty wards, footsteps in sealed corridors, doors slamming on their own, shadow figures standing at the ends of hallways, watching. Some claim to hear whispers. "Don't leave us. It still hurts. Help me." The most feared building is called the Quaker Building. It once housed the most severely abused patients. Visitors describe sudden cold air, invisible hands grabbing their arms, and a feeling of overwhelming sadness so powerful, grown adults have collapsed in tears without knowing why. They called them broken. They called them useless. They called them less than human. But they were children, brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, locked away and forgotten. People ask if Pennhurst is haunted, but maybe the better question is, how could it not be? When pain is this deep, when suffering lasts this long, it doesn't simply vanish, it lingers. To those who were silenced, to those who were forgotten, to those who never made it out, we hear you, we remember you, and your story will not disappear. And with that, we close the doors on Pennhurst Asylum, marking the end of the Asylum Trilogy. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. The darkness doesn't end here. Stay tuned for the next video on Night Hauntings.